Have you ever wondered what your life might look like if you stopped caring so much about what others think? Imagine waking up each day without the weight of other people's opinions, without the fear of judgment, and without the pressure to prove yourself at every turn. Imagine living boldly, freely, with a calm so unshakable that no storm can unsettle it. If this resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe to Invincible Within, and let's explore how to break free from the chains of expectation. Leave a comment to share your thoughts, watch till the end, and feel free to share this journey with friends who might need it too. For many of us, life feels like a series of unending expectations. Expectations from society, from family, from friends, and perhaps most heavily from ourselves. We're told to make our mark, to stand out, and to achieve great things. While there's nothing wrong with striving for success, there's a subtle danger in allowing these expectations to control our lives. We become trapped in a cycle of seeking validation, worrying about how we're perceived, and fearing what might happen if we fall short. But what if I told you there's another way to live? A way that's not about conforming to others' standards, but about discovering peace and power within yourself. A way that allows you to act with quiet confidence, even when the world is watching, and to face uncertainty without fear. This isn't an unattainable ideal or a fantasy. It's a mindset rooted in ancient wisdom, one that has guided countless people through life's toughest challenges for centuries. Picture this. You're in a situation where others are questioning your decisions or where you feel compelled to defend yourself. Instinctively, you might feel the urge to argue, to justify, or to prove your worth. But instead you take a deep breath, remain calm, and choose not to react. You don't feel the need to justify yourself or to fight back. Instead, you hold your ground with a quiet strength, knowing your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion. In this moment, you're not simply avoiding conflict. You're tapping into a strength that doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. This quiet strength is within all of us, but it requires a shift in how we view ourselves and the world around us. It's about letting go of the need to be right, to be heard, and to control every outcome. True power comes from within, and it isn't dependent on external validation. Imagine the freedom of living without fear of failure. Too often, we hesitate, paralyzed by what might happen if things don't go as planned, missing out on the life we could be living. We fear making mistakes, looking foolish, or losing what we've worked so hard to gain. But what if you approached every situation with the mindset that you truly have nothing to lose? What if you could pursue your dreams and stand up for your beliefs without being held back by fear? Living with this mindset isn't about being reckless or careless. It's about recognizing that most of what we fear isn't as catastrophic as we imagine. It's about understanding that setbacks are a natural part of life and that they don't define us. When you release the fear of failure, you unlock new possibilities, fresh opportunities, and an unparalleled sense of freedom. You begin to see that the only true risk is never fully living, never embracing your most authentic self. There's profound power in acting as though you have nothing to lose. It propels you through life with purpose and determination, unburdened by the expectations of others or the fear of falling short. This mindset gives you the courage to take bold actions, speak your truth, and pursue your passions with unwavering resolve. But how can you cultivate this mindset in a world that constantly urges you to play it safe, conform, and seek approval? It begins with a simple shift in perspective. This shift starts by recognizing that your worth isn't determined by others' opinions, by accolades, or by material achievements. Your worth is rooted in who you are, in the strength of your character, and in your commitment to stay true to yourself, regardless of the challenges you face. When you stop chasing after approval, you discover a peace that comes from within. You realize that you don't need to raise your voice to be heard. that your worth isn't measured by external standards, and that you don't need to hold on to things that don't truly matter. You come to understand that the most valuable things in life, your integrity, your peace of mind, your relationships, are built from within and don't rely on outside validation. Embracing this mindset also means accepting that life is unpredictable, and that's perfectly okay. We spend so much energy trying to control every detail, trying to avoid every misstep. Yet, the reality is that we can't foresee the future, nor can we prevent every setback. But what we can control is how we respond to life's challenges. We can choose to face them with courage, resilience, and a grounded understanding that, no matter what happens, we will be okay. This doesn't mean life will always be smooth or that difficulties will vanish. But it does mean that you'll be better prepared to navigate any storm. You'll find the calm to face adversity, the grace to move through life's fluctuations, and the strength to keep moving forward even when the path ahead is uncertain. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, this mindset becomes a powerful source of stability. It grounds you, connects you to your true self, and allows you to live with a purpose that's unwavering, even when the world around you shifts. It's about finding strength in your quiet moments, in your capacity to listen, observe, and act with intention, rather than being swayed by impulse. Remember, this journey isn't about becoming someone else or measuring up to someone else's standards. It's about uncovering the strength already within you. The strength to live boldly, freely, and with a calm that's unshackable. It's about learning to act with confidence, even when you face uncertainty, and finding peace in knowing that by staying true to yourself, you have nothing to lose. So, as you take these first steps toward embracing this mindset, ask yourself, what would your life look like if you stopped worrying about others' opinions? What could you accomplish if you let go of the fear of failure and started living as if you have nothing to lose? The answers to these questions might just change everything. Imagine a world where you're not compelled to fill the air with words, where silence is not only accepted but revered, offering a profound sense of peace and strength in simply being. What if I told you that the power to transform your life lies not in what you choose to say, but in what you choose not to say? In a society that prizes noise and instant reactions, there is an ancient wisdom that teaches the opposite. The quieter you become, the more you can hear, and the more inner strength you gain. This isn't simply about speaking less, it's about listening more deeply, about observing the world with a clarity that only silence can bring. The Stoics understood this well, and their teachings on silence offer us a profound shift in how we navigate daily life. Silence is often misunderstood as emptiness, as a void of contribution. Yet, in truth, silence holds immense potential. It's a space where thoughts can settle, clarity can emerge, and genuine understanding can take root. Practicing silence, the restraint from filling every moment with noise, is a testament to self-discipline and wisdom. It's the recognition that not every situation requires a response, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to say nothing at all. This kind of silence isn't passive, it's an active choice, a deliberate decision to listen, to observe, and to understand before reacting. Choosing silence gives you the space to fully absorb what's happening around you. In this space, you gain the ability to see things more clearly, understand others more deeply, and respond in ways that are thoughtful and measured. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, the ability to remain composed and centered, even amidst chaos or conflict. Think of how often we feel the urge to respond immediately, especially when challenged or criticized. Our instinct is to defend ourselves, to prove our point, to ensure our voice is heard. Yet, this reflex often clouds our judgment, leading us to react before we've truly understood the situation, resulting in misunderstandings or heightened conflict. The Stoics teach us that by holding our tongue, by embracing silence, we avoid these pitfalls. We preserve our inner peace and act in ways that align with our core values rather than fleeting emotions. In moments of silence, we also deepen our ability to listen, not just to others but to ourselves. We can hear our own thoughts more clearly, understand our true motivations, and discern what genuinely matters. This form of listening is a powerful tool for personal growth, allowing us to transcend superficial reactions and engage with life in a way that is intentional and deeply thoughtful. Silence also commands respect. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. People listen more intently when you do choose to speak, because they know your words are deliberate and meaningful. This is a kind of quiet power that doesn't need to shout to be heard. It's a power born of self-control, from the wisdom to choose words carefully, and from the understanding that not every thought requires expression. In daily life, we can practice this by pausing before we speak. The next time you feel the impulse to respond instantly, take a deep breath and consider whether your words are necessary, whether they'll add value to the conversation, or if silence might be the more powerful option. This simple habit can transform your interactions, allowing you to communicate more effectively and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Moreover, silence allows us to connect more deeply with others. When we listen without the urge to respond immediately, we show that we value the other person's perspective. We create a space for them to express themselves fully, without interruption or judgment. This kind of listening builds trust and strengthens relationships, showing that we are truly invested in understanding what the other person has to say, rather than merely waiting for our turn to speak. In moments of conflict, this approach can be especially transformative. When tensions are high, our instinct is often to defend ourselves, to justify our actions, or to point out the flaws in the other person's viewpoint. But these reactions typically intensify the situation. By choosing silence, by listening rather than reacting, we can de-escalate conflicts and find more constructive paths to resolution. We gain insight into the other person's concerns and can respond in ways that are calm, measured, and grounded in understanding rather than reactivity. Silence also grants us the opportunity to reflect on our emotions. By holding back our words, we can observe our feelings with greater clarity. We become aware when we're acting out of anger, fear, or insecurity, and we can choose responses that align with our truest values. This self-awareness lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy, understanding that our emotions do not control us, that we have the power to choose how we respond to the world around us. To grasp the profound power of silence, we must recognize that silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a deliberate act of creating space for what truly matters. In moments of silence, we can stay grounded, holding our minds steady and calm even amid challenging situations. Silence enables us to maintain composure, allowing us to act with intention rather than impulse. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, the ability to remain calm, to speak only when necessary, and to listen deeply to the world around us. By practicing this form of silence, we begin to see life from a new perspective, noticing subtle details we might otherwise miss if we were focused solely on speaking. We perceive the nuances in people's words and actions, gaining a deeper understanding of the situations we encounter. This awareness becomes a powerful tool in navigating life's challenges, allowing us to see things more clearly, make wiser decisions, and act thoughtfully and intentionally. Silence also teaches us patience, reminding us that not everything requires an immediate response, that sometimes the best course is to wait, to observe, and to let events unfold naturally. This patience is a key aspect of Stoic wisdom, which encourages us not to rush to resolve every issue, but to allow things to be as they are. This is not passivity or indifference. Rather, it's a mindful approach to actions, one that values thoughtful and deliberate choices. As we continue exploring the power of silence, we discover that it's not just about speaking less, it's about listening more, about creating space for reflection, understanding, and thoughtful action. This is a powerful shift in how we approach daily life, rooted in self-control, wisdom, and a deep respect for the potency of words. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, this practice of silence offers a profound sense of calm and clarity. It enables us to meet life's challenges with grace and composure, to stay grounded in adversity, and to act intentionally rather than react impulsively. The true power of silence lies in the ability to listen, to understand, and to speak only when it genuinely matters. Yet silence is not merely about holding back words. It's about creating space in our minds and hearts. When we quiet the surrounding noise, the distractions, the needless conversations, the endless chatter, we make room for deeper understanding and connection. This type of silence is nourishing. It allows us to reconnect with ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and to align our actions with our deepest values. The world around us is filled with noise, not only literal sounds, but also the constant hum of opinions, expectations, and societal pressures. We are continually bombarded with messages about who we should be, what we should do, and how we should live our lives. Amid this clamor, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Silence gives us a chance to tune out this noise and focus on what's most important. It helps us reconnect with our true selves, remember our values, and act in ways that are authentic. Embracing silence also enhances our mindfulness, helping us notice the details we might otherwise overlook, the subtle changes in someone's tone, the unspoken emotions beneath their words, the quiet beauty of the world around us. This kind of mindfulness is invaluable for personal growth, enabling us to see the world anew, to appreciate small moments, and to live with greater awareness and presence. Silence has a unique way of revealing truths. In quiet moments, we gain clarity, recognizing the motivations behind our actions, the fears that drive us, and the desires shaping our choices. This self-awareness is essential for growth, as it allows us to understand ourselves deeply, identify areas where we need to improve, and take meaningful steps to become the person we aspire to be. But silence is not solely about self-reflection. It's also a bridge to deeper connection. When we listen more and speak less, we create space for more meaningful relationships. We come to understand others' perspectives, empathize with their experiences, and build bonds based on trust and respect. This kind of connection enriches life, grounding us in community and helping us find purpose and meaning in our interactions. In this way, silence becomes a tool for building stronger, more authentic relationships. It allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, to truly understand their needs, and to foster an environment of mutual trust and respect. Silence, then, is not an absence but a powerful presence, a foundation for wisdom, compassion, and a more intentional way of living. This kind of connection is essential for a fulfilling life. It allows us to feel more connected to those around us, fostering a sense of community and instilling greater meaning and purpose in our interactions. Yet silence isn't just about listening to others. It's about listening deeply to ourselves. When we intentionally step away from the noise of the world, we create space to hear our own inner voice more clearly. This inner voice becomes a powerful guide, helping us navigate life's challenges, make decisions aligned with our values, and live with greater clarity and purpose. Listening inwardly in this way is essential for personal growth. It allows us to understand ourselves on a deeper level, to recognize both our strengths and areas in need of growth. With this awareness, we're empowered to take meaningful action to become the person we aspire to be. It helps us set goals that are not only achievable, but also deeply fulfilling, motivating us to pursue a life that resonates with our true self. Silence is also a powerful tool for self-discipline. When we choose silence, we're practicing self-control, choosing to pause, listen, and act with intention rather than react impulsively. This kind of self-discipline is vital for personal growth. It keeps us focused on our goals, allows us to avoid distractions, and helps us make choices that are in harmony with our deepest values. In this way, silence becomes a foundation for building inner strength, enabling us to remain steady and resilient in the face of adversity, to act purposefully, and to hold on to our composure even in challenging situations. But silence goes beyond self-discipline. It also fosters humility. In choosing silence, we acknowledge that we don't have all the answers, that we don't need to be the center of attention, and that there is much to learn from those around us. This humility is crucial for growth. It keeps us open to new ideas, allows us to learn from our mistakes, and cultivates the wisdom necessary to grow into our best selves. Silence, therefore, becomes a tool for building humility, grounding us even in moments of success, helping us to acknowledge our limitations, and encouraging us to learn continuously from others. In addition, silence nurtures self-compassion. By choosing moments of quiet, we give ourselves the space to be kind, to forgive our missteps, and to care for our own needs without judgment. This self-compassion is essential for personal growth. It enables us to remain grounded in the face of adversity, to act with intention, and to maintain our sense of calm through life's challenges. In this way, silence becomes a path to cultivating self-compassion, a path that allows us to navigate challenges with grace and resilience, to stay true to our values, and to lead a life of greater purpose and intention. However, silence isn't only about self-compassion, it's also about courage. Embracing silence requires the bravery to face our fears, to stand firmly for our beliefs, and to take action in alignment with our deepest values. This courage is essential for personal growth. It enables us to stay grounded during adversity, to act with conviction rather than impulsively, and to hold our composure when life gets tough. Thus, silence becomes a tool for building courage, allowing us to stand firm in our values and approach life's challenges with poise and resilience. Silence also fosters self-respect. In choosing to be silent, we honor our needs, set healthy boundaries, and take care of our well-being. This self-respect is foundational to personal growth. It helps us stay centered in difficult times, act with intention, and maintain our equilibrium no matter what arises. In this way, silence is a pathway to cultivating self-respect, empowering us to meet challenges with grace, stay rooted in our principles, and lead a life that truly resonates with our purpose. Ultimately, silence is a form of self-love. When we make space for silence, we're giving ourselves permission to embrace our flaws, to learn from our mistakes, and to take care of our own needs. Silence provides the room to love ourselves fully, to forgive ourselves, and to foster a life where our actions stem from a place of inner alignment and profound self-respect. This kind of self-love is not merely an aspect of personal growth. It forms the very foundation that allows us to stay grounded amid life's adversities, to act intentionally rather than impulsively, and to maintain composure in challenging moments. In this way, silence becomes a vehicle for building self-love, offering us a space to cultivate resilience, to navigate challenges with grace, and to stay true to our values and purpose. Silence, however, is not simply about speaking less. It is about listening more. It's about creating space for reflection, understanding, and thoughtful action. This shift in perspective enables us to approach our lives rooted in self-control, wisdom, and a deep respect for the power of words. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, practicing silence brings a sense of calm and clarity, allowing us to face life's challenges with grace and centeredness, responding with intention instead of reacting out of impulse. This is the true power of silence, the ability to listen, understand, and speak only when it genuinely matters. As we explore the transformative role of silence in navigating life with clarity, we now turn to another crucial pillar of Stoic philosophy: the courage to act without fear. While silence helps us listen more deeply and respond with greater wisdom, courage empowers us to move forward decisively, even in the face of uncertainty. It allows us to fully engage with life, embrace the unknown, and seize opportunities without being immobilized by fear. Imagine a life unburdened by doubts or anxieties, where you move with confidence even when the path is unclear. This is the essence of acting without fear, a lesson the Stoics mastered and one we too can embrace. At the heart of fearlessness lies an acceptance of life's inherent uncertainty. Stoicism teaches that, while we may not control external events, we can control our responses to them. This means understanding that uncertainty is a natural part of life, and that striving to eliminate it entirely is both impossible and counterproductive. Rather than fearing the unknown, the Stoics encourage us to face it with resilience and courage. This isn't about being reckless or taking unnecessary risks, but about approaching each situation with a steady, calm mind, knowing that, no matter what unfolds, we possess the inner strength to handle it. Fear often stems from our desire for certainty, the need to predict, control, and ensure outcomes align with our expectations. However, the Stoics remind us that this craving for certainty can be a trap, one that shifts our focus to factors outside our control, leading to anxiety and stress. By instead focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we can navigate uncertainty with greater confidence. This shift allows us to take risks, not because we are assured of success, but because we trust in our ability to adapt and respond to whatever rises. Acting without fear, then, is less about eliminating uncertainty and more about learning to thrive within it. A powerful way to confront fear is by challenging the stories we tell ourselves. Fear often resides in the narratives of worst-case scenarios, the doubts that cloud our minds, and the what-ifs that hold us back. Stoicism teaches us to scrutinize these thoughts, questioning their validity and uncovering the assumptions that fuel them. In doing so, we frequently discover that our fears are not as overwhelming as they appear. By illuminating these fears with reason, we see them for what they truly are. Often exaggerated, sometimes irrational, and rarely insurmountable. In addition to challenging our fears, Stoicism also highlights the importance of preparation. While we cannot predict the future, we can strengthen ourselves mentally and emotionally to face it. This preparation involves training our minds to remain composed in the face of uncertainty, to think clearly under pressure, and to retain our balance even when circumstances veer off course. Though it doesn't remove risk, this readiness equips us to handle challenges more effectively, instilling confidence that, whatever we face, we have the inner resources to persevere. Perhaps one of the most liberating aspects of Stoic philosophy is its perspective on failure. The fear of failure is a significant barrier to taking risks, but the Stoics view failure as something to embrace, not to fear. Failure is a natural part of growth, a teacher that highlights where we can improve and what we need to learn. Embracing this mindset shifts us from seeing failure as a setback to viewing it as an essential step forward, a vital part of the journey toward becoming our best selves. By reframing our perception of failure, we can dissolve much of the fear that holds us back. Rather than seeing failure as a disaster, we can embrace it as a valuable opportunity for growth and self-improvement. This shift in mindset empowers us to take risks with greater freedom, knowing that even if we fall short, we emerge from the experience stronger and wiser. This is the transformative power of Stoicism. It teaches us not to seek certainty in an ever-changing world, but to be resilient, adaptive, and anchored in inner strength. One of the Stoics' essential lessons is to let go of our need for absolute certainty. They remind us that certainty is an illusion, that life is dynamic, ever-shifting, and that nothing is promised. When we internalize this truth, we free ourselves from the anxiety that arises from trying to control what is ultimately beyond our influence. Rather than clinging to rigid expectations, we learn to find comfort in ambiguity, trust in our capacity to navigate the unknown, and cultivate peace amid the unpredictability of life. This acceptance is not about passivity but about mental flexibility, an openness to the unknown, which allows us to act with courage and resilience no matter what life may bring. In a world obsessed with outcomes, the Stoics call us back to the process. When we place excessive emphasis on a specific result, we risk becoming paralyzed by fear of failure. But by shifting our focus to the process, on giving our best, learning, growing, and taking deliberate action, we empower ourselves to act without fear. In this mindset, success is no longer defined by achieving a particular outcome, but by the integrity of our effort and the lessons we gain along the way. Focusing on the journey, rather than on a destination, nurtures our motivation, keeps us moving forward, and helps us find fulfillment in the steps we take, rather than in the accolades we may or may not achieve. The Stoics also teach us to detach from the need for external validation. Our worth, they assert, is not measured by others' opinions, but by our own actions and character. When we let go of our attachment to approval, we free ourselves from the fear of judgment and rejection. This detachment allows us to act with genuine freedom and authenticity, no longer tethered to others' expectations or criticisms. Guided by our own values, we gain the courage to take risks and live more boldly, even if it means standing alone. This perspective encourages us to stay true to ourselves and pursue our passions with resilience, especially in the face of uncertainty. Another profound Stoic principle is memento mori, the awareness of our mortality and the brevity of life. This reminder is not meant to be morbid but to inspire us to live fully, seizing each moment and each opportunity. When we remember that our time is finite, we are motivated to take meaningful risks, pursue our dreams, and live with urgency and purpose. Memento mori helps us place our fears in perspective, recognizing that many of the things we worry about are trivial in the grand scheme of existence. This mindset encourages us to focus on what truly matters, empowering us to act with both courage and clarity, knowing that we have nothing to lose and everything to gain by living wholeheartedly. Complementing memento mori is another core Stoic teaching, amor fati, or the love of one's fate. Amor fati means embracing everything that happens, good or bad, with gratitude and acceptance. By practicing this mindset, we become unafraid of what might happen, trusting that every experience contributes to our growth. This perspective enables us to face uncertainty with peace and contentment, open to whatever life brings, knowing that it is all part of our journey. This acceptance transforms challenges into learning experiences and fosters a profound sense of curiosity and wonder in our interactions with the world. A cornerstone of acting without fear is resilience, the ability to recover from setbacks and continue moving forward in the face of adversity. Resilience does not mean never feeling fear or doubt, but refusing to let those emotions define or limit us. It is the strength to remain grounded in our values, focused on our goals, and persistent in our efforts, even when the path grows challenging. This resilience gives us the confidence to confront uncertainty head-on, knowing that we possess the inner strength to face whatever may come. With this mindset, we are free to take risks and to fully engage with life, assured that we can adapt and grow from every experience. Finally, the Stoics encourage the cultivation of mindfulness. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we gain the power to choose our responses rather than being ruled by instinct or impulse. Mindfulness brings awareness to the present moment, helping us to see things as they truly are and to act with intention. This practice strengthens our inner calm and enables us to face life with a steady mind and open heart, prepared to act with clarity, courage, and compassion, regardless of the circumstances. In embracing these Stoic principles, we create a foundation for a life lived with purpose, authenticity, and fearlessness. An existence rooted in resilience, acceptance, and unwavering courage. Mindfulness is an essential practice that enables us to discern when fear begins to take the reins of our actions. By learning to pause before reacting, we gain the ability to choose our responses consciously. This intentional approach fosters clarity and purpose, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with calmness rather than being swept away by anxiety. Through cultivating mindfulness, we develop the inner resilience needed to confront adversity, empowering us to face uncertainty with composure. Yet, acting without fear also calls for self-compassion. The Stoics remind us that imperfection is an inherent aspect of the human experience. We all stumble and falter. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we can mitigate the fear of failure and the burden of perfectionism. Self-compassion encourages us to learn from our missteps and to forge ahead even when outcomes are less than ideal. This nurturing mindset not only allows us to embrace risk more freely, but also fortifies our resilience, enabling us to rebound from setbacks with greater ease. The Stoics further emphasize the significance of purpose in our lives. When we clearly define our values and objectives, we cultivate the courage to take risks, guided by a profound sense of meaning and direction. Purpose instills in us the determination to confront uncertainty, to take bold actions, and to persevere despite challenges. With a strong sense of purpose, we can maintain our focus on what truly matters, rather than becoming distracted by doubts and fears. This clarity enables us to act with conviction, reassured that we are on the right path, even when the end remains uncertain. Perhaps the most profound lesson from Stoic philosophy is the realization that we have nothing to lose. The Stoics taught that true wealth is derived not from external accolades or material possessions, but from intrinsic virtues like wisdom, courage, and self-discipline. These qualities are impervious to external circumstances. Once we internalize this truth, we find that loss and failure hold no power over us, liberating us to pursue our dreams boldly. Our fulfillment is rooted in our character and not dictated by external validations. As we embrace these Stoic teachings on fearlessness, we come to understand that the unknown should not be feared but welcomed. In the uncertainties of life, we discover opportunities for growth, uncover our true potential, and ultimately, live life to its fullest. The Stoics remind us that life is not about evading risks, but about confronting them with wisdom and resilience. By adopting this mindset, we can traverse life's uncertainties with confidence and grace, secure in the knowledge that we possess the inner strength to overcome any challenge. Acting without fear transcends merely taking risks. It encompasses living life with a sense of purpose and courage. The Stoics teach that while we cannot control external events, we do possess the power to govern our responses. By focusing on what is within our control, challenging our fears, preparing mentally and emotionally, and relinquishing the need for certainty and external approval, we can navigate the uncertainties of life with confidence. This perspective empowers us to pursue our aspirations wholeheartedly, embracing the notion that we have everything to gain and nothing to lose. In embracing the Stoic principles of memento mori, amor fati, and resilience, we can find peace and fulfillment amidst uncertainty, acting with clarity and purpose even in the face of the unknown. This encapsulates the true essence of living fearlessly, embracing uncertainty and trusting in our ability to navigate whatever life presents. Having explored the themes of acting without fear, embracing risk, and facing uncertainty with courage, we now turn our attention to a foundational principle that supports all these actions: humility. In a world that often glorifies boldness and the ostentatious display of achievements, humility may appear paradoxical. Yet, the Stoics understood that genuine strength is not found in boasting or seeking external validation, but in the quiet confidence that arises from an authentic understanding of one's worth. Free from the compulsion to showcase it, what if the true power lay in restraint, the ability to act without the need for recognition, and in the tranquil assurance that comes from within? Humility, according to the Stoics, is not about diminishing your self-worth. It's about recognizing your role within a larger context. It's an acknowledgement that while your actions are significant, they do not singularly define the entirety of existence. This perspective enables purposeful action without the desire for attention or acclaim. In fact, the Stoics propose that the urge to boast or seek approval is rooted in insecurity rather than strength. When we are secure in our identity and recognize the intrinsic value of our actions, we find that external validation becomes unnecessary. This sense of quiet confidence is far more potent than any accolades we might receive. Humility, as understood by the Stoics, begins with a clear acknowledgement of our own limitations. They teach us that no matter how skilled or knowledgeable we may become, there is always more to learn and ample room for growth. This awareness keeps us grounded, preventing arrogance and complacency from taking root. It serves as a reminder that every achievement is a step in a larger journey, and true wisdom lies in the relentless pursuit of improvement. By acknowledging our limitations, we open ourselves to learning from others, prioritizing listening over speaking, and embracing growth in ways we might not have anticipated. Humility also entails recognizing that our successes are frequently influenced by factors beyond our control. The Stoics were acutely aware of the roles that fate, chance, and the contributions of others play in our lives. This recognition fosters a sense of gratitude rather than pride. When we experience success, the Stoics urge us to remember that our achievements are rarely solely our own. They are often the culmination of countless influences, from the guidance of mentors to the support of loved ones, and even the favorable circumstances that come our way. This perspective keeps us humble, reminding us that while we play a part in our successes, we are never the sole authors of our fate. Another key aspect of Stoic humility is the understanding that external recognition is fleeting. The Stoics advocate for valuing inner virtues over external accolades. While receiving praise may feel gratifying, such recognition is transient and often beyond our control. True fulfillment arises from living in accordance with our values and knowing that we have done our best, irrespective of whether others take notice. This inward focus liberates us from the anxiety of constantly seeking approval. Furthermore, humility enhances our relationships with others. Approaching people with humility allows for genuine connections. We become better listeners, less judgmental, and more appreciative of the contributions of others, without feeling threatened by their successes. This form of humility nurtures a sense of community and collaboration, where individuals work together not for personal glory, but for the collective good. The Stoics understood that relinquishing the need to be the center of attention creates space for others to shine, fostering a more harmonious and supportive environment. In moments of success, humility grounds us. It reminds us not to be swept away by our achievements, but to stay focused on our goals and values. The Stoics caution that pride often precedes a fall. When we start to believe ourselves invincible, we become vulnerable. Humility acts as a safeguard against this trap, keeping us aware of our fallibility and reminding us that success is never guaranteed. This awareness fosters vigilance, urging us to continue striving for excellence and to sidestep the complacency that can lead to our downfall. Humility also plays a crucial role in how we deal with failure. The Stoics teach that failure is not a measure of our worth, but an inherent part of the human experience. Approaching failure with humility allows us to learn from our missteps, turning them into opportunities for growth. Instead of being crushed by mistakes, we can view them as integral to our journey, moving forward with renewed purpose. This mindset equips us to confront challenges with resilience, understanding that our value is not diminished by setbacks, but rather defined by our responses to them. Moreover, the Stoics reject arrogance as a sign of weakness, not strength. Arrogance often masquerades as confidence, but is, in truth, a facade for insecurity, a way to mask our doubts by belittling others or inflating our own significance. True strength, according to the Stoics, arises from the quiet confidence of knowing who we are and what we stand for, without the need to prove ourselves to others. This kind of strength is unshakable, rooted in self-awareness and self-respect rather than the fragile validation of external opinions. Humility is also essential for wisdom. When we approach life with humility, we open ourselves to new ideas, embrace listening to others, and become receptive to learning from our experiences. This openness lays the foundation for wisdom, allowing us to see the world as it truly is, free from the distorting lens of ego. By acknowledging that we don't have all the answers, we create space for growth, understanding, and the continual pursuit of knowledge. This mindset keeps us humble, curious, and always striving to be better. Finally, humility helps us navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with grace. The Stoics remind us that life is fraught with challenges, and how we respond to these challenges is what truly defines us. By embracing humility, we are better equipped to accept what we cannot control and to concentrate on what we can. This mindset enables us to remain calm in the face of adversity, persevere through difficulties, and maintain our composure, even amidst chaos. When we cultivate a deep sense of humility, we gain a profound understanding of our place in the world. This humility empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace, resilience, and purpose. The Stoics teach us that true strength lies not in arrogance or the need for external validation, but in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing ourselves and appreciating the value of our actions. With this clarity, we no longer seek approval from others. Instead, we can move through life with an inner certainty that is far more powerful than any fleeting recognition. This journey begins with an honest acknowledgement of our limitations. The Stoics remind us that no matter how skilled or knowledgeable we become, there is always more to learn and room for growth. Embracing this awareness keeps us grounded, preventing the pitfalls of arrogance and complacency. Each achievement becomes a stepping stone in a larger journey, underscoring that true wisdom lies in our commitment to continual improvement. By acknowledging our limitations, we open ourselves to the wisdom of others, fostering a mindset of listening more than speaking and growing in ways we may not have anticipated. Moreover, humility involves recognizing that our successes often arise from factors beyond our control. The Stoics were acutely aware of the influences of fate, chance, and the contributions of others in our lives. This recognition fosters a deep sense of gratitude rather than pride. When we succeed, we are reminded that our achievements are the result of countless influences, from the guidance of mentors to the unwavering support of loved ones, and even the fortuitous circumstances we encounter. This perspective humbles us, reminding us that while we play a part in our successes, we are never the sole authors of our fate. Another essential aspect of Stoic humility is the understanding that external recognition is fleeting. The Stoics teach us to value inner virtues over external accolades. While praise may feel gratifying, it is temporary and often beyond our influence. True fulfillment arises from living in alignment with our values and knowing we have done our best, regardless of whether others notice or approve. This inward focus liberates us from the anxiety of seeking constant approval and allows us to act with integrity and purpose. Humility also enriches our relationships. When we engage with others from a place of humility, we foster genuine connections. We listen more, judge less, and appreciate the contributions of others without feeling threatened. This approach nurtures a sense of community and collaboration, where individuals work together not for personal glory but for the collective good. The Stoics understood that by relinquishing the need to be the center of attention, we create space for others to shine, ultimately cultivating a more harmonious and supportive environment for everyone. In moments of success, humility keeps us grounded. It prevents us from becoming overly inflated by our achievements and redirects our focus to our goals and values. The Stoics believed that pride often precedes a fall, and the moment we begin to believe we are invincible, we expose ourselves to vulnerability. Humility protects us from this trap by reminding us of our fallibility and ensuring we remain vigilant, striving for excellence without becoming complacent. Furthermore, humility plays a crucial role in how we respond to failure. The Stoics teach us that failure is not a reflection of our worth, but rather a natural aspect of the human experience. When we approach failure with humility, we become more likely to learn from it, using it as a springboard for growth, rather than a weight that drags us down. Accepting our mistakes as integral to our journey empowers us to move forward with renewed purpose, facing challenges with resilience. Rejection of arrogance is another vital element of Stoic humility. The Stoics remind us that arrogance is a sign of weakness rather than strength. It often masks insecurity and compensates for self-doubt. True strength, they assert, comes from the quiet confidence of knowing who we are and what we stand for without the need for external validation. This kind of strength is unshackable, rooted in self-awareness and self-respect, rather than the fragile affirmation of others. Humility is also essential for wisdom. When we approach life with humility, we open ourselves to new ideas, becoming more willing to listen to others and receptive to learning from our experiences. This openness fosters genuine wisdom, allowing us to perceive the world accurately, unclouded by the distorting lens of ego. By acknowledging that we do not have all the answers, we create space for growth and understanding, continually pursuing knowledge with a humble and curious mindset. As we navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life, humility enables us to respond with grace. The Stoics teach that life is fraught with challenges, and our reactions to these challenges define us. Approaching life with humility allows us to accept what we cannot control while concentrating on what we can. This mindset fosters calmness in adversity, enabling us to persevere through difficulties with composure. When circumstances deviate from our expectations, humility equips us with the resilience to adapt, endure, and move forward in the face of adversity. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic humility is its emphasis on service to others. The Stoics believe that we are part of a greater community, and our actions should reflect a commitment to the collective good, rather than a desire for recognition. Acting with humility is driven by a genuine wish to contribute, assist others, and create a positive impact on the world. This focus on service not only enriches the lives of those we help, but also infuses our own lives with purpose and fulfillment. Additionally, humility encourages forgiveness towards ourselves and others. The Stoics taught that clinging to grudges or dwelling on past mistakes hinders our growth. By embracing humility, we let go of the need to be right or to win every argument, redirecting our focus towards what truly matters: our relationships, integrity, and personal growth. This practice of forgiveness is essential to Stoic humility, allowing us to move forward without the burden of past grievances, fostering peace and contentment in our lives. Another crucial aspect of Stoic humility is the courage to admit when we are wrong. The Stoics emphasize that acknowledging our mistakes is not a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our strength. It takes considerable courage to admit fault, and through this acknowledgement, we can learn and grow. Embracing humility liberates us from the pressure to always be right and opens us to the potential for change and improvement. This willingness to accept our mistakes fosters deeper understanding and greater wisdom over time. Moreover, humility cultivates gratitude. The Stoics remind us that everything we possess, our abilities, our relationships, and our opportunities, is ultimately a gift, not a right. By approaching life with humility, we learn to appreciate what we have, valuing the contributions of others and living with gratitude for the experiences we encounter. This attitude enriches our lives, bringing joy and contentment while strengthening our bonds with others as we express appreciation for their kindness and support. Ultimately, humility empowers us to live authentically. The Stoics teach that true fulfillment emerges from aligning our actions with our values, rather than seeking the approval of others. When we act with humility, we are guided by our principles, unencumbered by the desire to impress or outshine. This authenticity allows us to remain true to ourselves, finding meaning and purpose in our endeavors. We are freed from the pressure to conform to societal expectations, empowered to pursue our unique paths, even if they diverge from the norm. The Stoics advocate for humility not as a form of self-deprecation, but as a source of immense strength. It allows us to act without needing recognition, to approach life with gratitude and service, and to live authentically, guided by our values rather than external validation. Through humility, we discover the strength to continue growing, learning, and improving, regardless of the challenges we face. By embracing humility, we can experience greater peace, contentment, and fulfillment, understanding that our worth is not defined by others' opinions, but by the quality of our character and the integrity of our actions. This is the true strength of humility, a lesson the Stoics impart as a guide for living a meaningful and purposeful life. As we delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism, we transition from the quiet strength of humility to the profound recognition of our place in a larger whole. Here, we arrive at a concept that is perhaps the most liberating of all: impermanence. What if the key to living fearlessly lies in embracing what we often fear the most? Change, loss, and the inevitability of our mortality. Imagine a life where, instead of resisting these truths, we welcome them as essential aspects of our existence. How might our decisions shift if we truly believed we had nothing to lose, because everything we cherish is ultimately fleeting? The Stoics understood that accepting impermanence is not merely a philosophical exercise, it is a powerful approach to living with courage, clarity, and peace. Impermanence is a fact of life that we often try to ignore or evade. We cling to the notion of permanence, seeking security in the belief that our relationships, possessions, successes, and even our very lives will last forever. However, the Stoics teach us that this clinging is the source of much of our suffering. By resisting the natural ebb and flow of life, we set ourselves up for disappointment and fear. Instead, they invite us to embrace impermanence as an inherent truth, encouraging us to view change not as a threat but as an opportunity, a chance to grow, adapt, and experience life in its fullest and most authentic form. When we accept that everything is impermanent, we begin to live with newfound freedom. The fear of loss begins to lose its grip on us when we come to terms with the inevitability of change. This profound understanding empowers us to embrace the present moment with greater intensity. We begin to see every experience, every relationship, and every fleeting moment as unique treasures, rather than mere constants in our lives. Instead of taking these gifts for granted, we learn to cherish them, fully aware that their transient nature makes them all the more precious. This shift in perspective liberates us from the shackles of anxiety about potential future losses, allowing us to immerse ourselves in the richness of now. The Stoics remind us that by accepting impermanence, we can navigate life without the crippling fear of change. Change is often viewed as a formidable force that disrupts our routines, plans, and expectations. Yet it is also the catalyst for growth and innovation, the very essence that keeps life vibrant and dynamic. When we stop resisting change and start embracing it, we open ourselves to a world of new possibilities and experiences. We become more adaptable, resilient, and prepared for the unexpected twists and turns that life inevitably brings. This adaptability is the cornerstone of living fearlessly, equipping us to face challenges with grace and confidence. Acceptance of impermanence also enables us to relinquish our attachments. The Stoics teach that attachments to people, possessions, or even ideas can become sources of great suffering. When we cling too tightly, we invite fear and anxiety about losing what we hold dear. However, embracing the truth that nothing lasts forever allows us to soften our grip on these attachments. This doesn't imply a lack of care or love. Rather, it means we love deeply while understanding the inherent transience of all things. This perspective frees us to savor our experiences without the shadow of impending loss, giving us the courage to let go when necessary, recognizing it as a natural aspect of life. Living with a conscious awareness of impermanence encourages us to prioritize what truly matters. When we realize our time is limited, we are more inclined to focus on our values, relationships, and passions. We cease squandering precious moments on trivial pursuits and instead invest our energy in endeavors that bring us joy, fulfillment, and meaning. The Stoics advocate for living each day as if it were our last. Not recklessly, but with intention and purpose. This mindset allows us to extract the most from every moment, minimizing regrets and crafting a legacy that reflects our true selves. The Stoic practice of memento mori, or the mindful acknowledgement of our mortality, serves as a powerful tool for embracing impermanence. Far from being morbid, this practice inspires us to live fully and fearlessly. By reminding ourselves that our time is finite, we become more inclined to take risks, pursue our dreams, and align our actions with our values. Memento mori helps to place our fears in perspective, revealing that many of our worries are insignificant in the grand tapestry of existence, and encourages us to focus on what genuinely matters. This practice imbues our lives with a sense of urgency, not the kind that rushes us through existence, but the kind that compels us to make the most of the time we have. Another facet of embracing impermanence is the acceptance of life's natural cycles. The Stoics remind us that life is a series of cycles: birth and death, growth and decay, beginnings and endings. Rather than fearing these cycles, we should accept them as integral to our existence. Embracing this natural rhythm allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace. We come to understand that every ending heralds a new beginning, that each loss paves the way for new growth, and that every challenge offers an opportunity to cultivate resilience. This acceptance grants us peace and confidence, knowing we can weather whatever storms may come. Finally, embracing impermanence invites us to find beauty in life's transitory nature. The Stoics encourage us to savor the ephemeral moments of joy, love, and connection we experience. These moments are precious not despite their fleeting nature, but because of it. It is this very transience that deepens our appreciation for life, enriching our experiences and illuminating the path of our journey. Embracing impermanence allows us to savor life's fleeting moments without clinging to them. We can truly appreciate the beauty of a sunset, the warmth of a hug, or the joy of a shared laugh, understanding that these experiences are unique and unrepeatable. This deeper appreciation brings richness and depth to our lives, fostering a heightened awareness and gratitude for each moment. Moreover, acknowledging the transient nature of existence frees us from the fear of failure. The Stoics remind us that failure is an inherent aspect of life, not something to be dreaded, but rather a valuable teacher. Recognizing that our failures, like everything else, are temporary empowers us to face challenges with renewed courage and resilience. We become more willing to take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and pursue our goals, knowing that even in failure, there are lessons to be learned. This shift in perspective liberates us from the paralysis of perfectionism and invites us to live more boldly and authentically. Living with an awareness of impermanence also cultivates a sense of detachment. The Stoics teach that true detachment does not equate to indifference. Rather, it signifies an understanding that our happiness does not hinge on external circumstances. When we embrace impermanence, we learn to let go of our attachment to specific outcomes, allowing us to act with greater freedom and peace of mind. We can focus on doing our best, living in alignment with our values, and accepting whatever comes our way with grace and equanimity. This mindset fosters a profound sense of gratitude. The Stoics remind us that everything we hold dear, our health, relationships, possessions, is temporary. This realization deepens our appreciation for what we have, prompting us to focus on the abundance in our lives rather than what we fear losing. Cultivating gratitude even amidst challenges, brings joy and contentment, enabling us to live with a greater sense of peace and fulfillment. Embracing impermanence also nurtures compassion. When we recognize that everyone is navigating their own journeys of change and loss, we become more inclined to approach others with kindness and empathy. Just as we experience joy and sorrow, so do others. This understanding fosters connections and compassion, allowing us to build deeper, more meaningful relationships. It also encourages forgiveness, helping us let go of grudges and approach conflicts with a genuine desire for resolution. Another key aspect of embracing impermanence is letting go of the need for control. The Stoics remind us that while we can control our actions and attitudes, we cannot dictate the outcomes of events. Accepting this truth liberates us from the anxiety of trying to control every detail of our lives. Instead, we can adapt to changing circumstances and find peace in uncertainty, allowing us to focus on what truly matters, living in alignment with our values and making the most of each moment. Additionally, this acceptance encourages authenticity. When we understand that our time is limited, we are motivated to live in alignment with our true selves. We stop conforming to the expectations of others and begin to pursue our own path with clarity and confidence. This authenticity brings purpose and fulfillment, freeing us from the pressure to meet societal standards. Ultimately, embracing impermanence instills courage. Acknowledging that everything is temporary emboldens us to take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and pursue our dreams. We understand that even in failure, there is opportunity for growth, enabling us to face challenges head-on and persist despite obstacles. This courage does not mean being fearless. Rather, it involves recognizing our fears and choosing to act regardless, knowing we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Living with awareness of impermanence also grants us the gift of presence. The Stoics remind us that the present moment is the only time we truly possess. By fully embracing this truth, we can release regrets about the past and anxieties about the future, choosing instead to immerse ourselves in the richness of the present. This presence allows us to experience life more deeply, appreciating the beauty and wonder of each moment, while cultivating a sense of peace and contentment. Embracing impermanence is a powerful path to living fearlessly. The Stoics teach us that all experiences, our successes, failures, joys, and sorrows, are temporary. By accepting this reality, we can relinquish the fear of loss, the need for control, and attachments to outcomes. This mindset fosters freedom, adaptability, and resilience, equipping us to handle whatever life presents. We can focus on what truly matters, living with purpose and intention, and finding peace in the present moment. As we conclude this exploration of embracing impermanence, we recognize the profound impact it can have on our lives. But remember, wisdom is also found in knowing when to act and when to hold back. The Stoics understood the power of strategic restraint, the deliberate choice to control our impulses and act with intention rather than haste. If you found value in these insights and wish to continue your journey toward a more fulfilling life, I encourage you to subscribe to the Invincible Within channel. Your comments and shares not only help us grow but also foster a community of like-minded individuals seeking wisdom and strength. Let us embrace this journey together, savoring every moment as we cultivate the courage to live authentically and fully. Thank you for being part of this exploration.